Ooh. Turn it up a bit. Very strong intro. Nice dynamics. A lot of dynamics right off the bat. Oh, okay. Super cool concept with this. With this thing happening. I'm just gonna do a reaction like this the whole time. Oh, musicality on that. Ooh. I love the concept of with this choreography. Nice use of diagonals. Ooh, the da 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 da. Holy shit, dude! That part's so subtle, but it goes so hard. Is that the bass guitar? This is kind of sounding like if it would be in Scott Pilgrim. If there was like a Scott Pilgrim dance crew. Nice concept with the stick shift car. With asymmetry. This part goes so hard, dude. It's got a lot of swag, very bouncy, but still very, like, very swaggy. Oh, there we go. This part, like, with his outfits, kind of this feels like a little bit more aligned with the choreography. Is more aligned with the outfits. It's like a Final Fantasy summoning happening right now. Woo-hoo, that musicality. Such a different vibe, dude. I'm a little conflicted with the wardrobe for this type of track though. They're coming after you, Scott. Nice, clever with the trying like almost like trying to. Nice sign. Okay, so I like that little, like, it looked like an eyeball kind of thing. I wonder, like with the X, that was a nice, cool concept and dynamic. It's almost like as if the eye was trying to gain back focus. So, yeah, because like I don't know my instruments, but there's a little bit that I think the bass guitar I'm hearing. If that's what I'm hearing, it did sound like it was something from it. The vibe. Since it's using more, I'd say, for maybe more traditional instruments, it really sounds like especially the vibe too. It sounds like something from Scott Pilgrim, with a little bit of a breakbeat vibe to it, a little bit of a hip hop like swag into it. The one part that in terms of the wardrobe, is to seeing this, it I kind of get the vibe of like very ethereal, maybe bubblegum type of pop with this, or maybe even like like fierce, but not so much hip hop aggressive, like maybe almost like Beastie Boys kind of aggression into it. So in my chat, this is saying like at the end it's crosshairs because it's tank. Get it? Oh, this makes sense in this formation too that I'm looking at. It kind of resembles that of a tank because it's very like it's grounded, very like wide out this way. It kind of has that similar shape, and then they're shooting out. But yeah, but the wardrobe it feels conflicted to me because again, it doesn't feel like it suits the vibe. It looks great. It doesn't for me. It doesn't match the song. For this, I would almost want to go. Maybe they're trying to avoid the again. There's just to preface this. There's a lot of context I don't know. I haven't seen the music video for any of you fans out there. And again, I'm not a stan of anything. I'm just like I like watching dance stuff. Okay, so with this, I would almost I wanted to stick with the idea of tank. It would be very on the nose to wear army fatigues. It'd be way too obvious. Maybe a borderline corny. And I could see why they might want to consider this, because it's like, oh, it's gonna be a little bit on the like the bubblegum cute pop star or whatever poppy kind of vibe, but then we're gonna like flip it on its head. But I don't think it was it I think it wardrobe wise it kind of missed the mark, because it didn't if for me visually it detracted from the whole, like what potentially could have been a hard, like tough, like if anything, I still think what they were wearing for the practice video kind of have been leaned towards that, or they could have been wearing like, I don't know, some aspects of color, some aspects maybe if we're gonna play a little bit with the army fatigues or something with jeans, something a little different, some baggy clothing. I think that would have, especially, I think that would have definitely amplified the impact more with the wardrobe, because again it goes to like wardrobe, like wardrobe can make or break the performance, because it's like if you're now, it's not just the movement, now you're selling the whole look. And then again, for me, this doesn't really sell it for me. I mean, I could see that they're wearing boots, and then I see what they're going for. It just didn't, it for me, it doesn't land for this particular individual. But I would have liked the other option, of the alternative of like, let's go with a grittier type of look. So but in terms of choreography was pretty fire. Like what I'm starting to expect from this group is the non-conventional style of, I'd say, K-pop, because this was definitely not the usual type of sound I hear when it happens to pop up in my playlist. Where this one's like, they have a very different sound, which is why I do appreciate this, because it's unique. It made me feel like it was Scott Pilgrim, and then towards the part where it was like a little bit more slowed down and ethereal, very final. Like that's where I felt like that movement worked. It felt like a Final Fantasy summoning thing right before Ifrit comes out and then destroys everything. So that's what it felt like for me. I'm like referencing maybe like Final Fantasy 8. I want to get Final Fantasy 16. That's it. Like I like the track. Definitely unique, especially that super, like once the part picks up, just the musicality, the musicality for this one is really good. It's really like obvious that of what it's hitting, but how they're doing it as well is a lot of fun to watch. So hope you guys are enjoying the reaction to NMIXX. If you guys are aspiring dancers, check out my online course, Hip Hop Dance for Beginners. Links in the description below. Okay, so let's first off talk about the starting position. Again, assuming that it's your first time here, starting position I view as the equivalent of a thumbnail, like a YouTube thumbnail or even a movie poster. Does it compel you to want to watch more? Does it intrigue you? So it has to kind of capture the essence of like, ooh, I wanna know a little bit more about what you're performing. Okay. This my first impressions of this is it feels very generic. It's very head down. The most generic type of starting position is feet out, head down. The difference is they just have levels and their head is down. So I'd say it's pretty generic for me. So that's where I'm with that. But it does serve a purpose going into it, which we'll talk about in a sec, or once we start playing the video. Yeah, and then after the thumbnail, like after the starting position, it's the first 5 seconds and 10 seconds of like how does this hook you? How does it build intrigue? How does it build curiosity? Why should I care? Like how does it blow me away within the first 5 seconds? Like almost like an elevator pitch, because everything here is is especially with this like attention economy, or what makes you stand out versus the next person or the person before you. So why should I ultimately care? Okay, so let's check out the first 5 seconds. Yeah, so right off the bat, like with this first 5 seconds, all dynamics. So even though they were head down, it might not have been, I think it gave it gave it the essence or the idea that it's going to be very unassuming. I was like, okay, it's going to be, but the fact that it goes right off the bat, boom, strong head looks, very big, dynamic, dynamic visual effects in terms of the choreography. Looks like she's they are essentially making the tank. And then going to the first 5 seconds or hooking the audience. So there's several ways you can go about it. You can go, super high energy. Like an extreme example is a backflip. You can do all character, which is just acting, and then bring the energy up, or you can just keep it there, and then later on, okay, and then you can do a combination of just both acting and choreography. So like you're still in essence just performing, but it's not so reliant on the choreography that even if you were performing, it would take away from it. But it's a combination of both. But even then, this is just like the first 5 seconds of everything else in the song. Like ideally, like if you start off high, you either bring it up a little bit more and tone it down, just a nice balance. The last thing you want to do in anything, in my opinion, is that you're just here the whole time. You can, like, if you're just high energy and you stay up the whole time, it might just end up being overwhelming to the audience. You need to oscillate the energy. You can start off high and then bring it down a little bit to give a moment to breathe, and then you bring it back up. Before I go into this as well, let me talk about the wardrobe. Let's get a clean shot here. So one, I love the wardrobe. The concept, super dope. Nice clean whites. When it comes to groups, if you want to be clean, you make everyone wear the same color, like essentially what's going on here. But the difference is, would you do same color, same pants, same hair, same shoes. But if you want people to be unique, wear whatever they want. They can be an individual. So if you want everyone to be the same, like the downside with being clean and everyone wearing the same thing is that it takes away the individuality. But if you want everyone to be unique, where it supports individuality, it might be to the detriment of cleanliness. It might be to the, like, it might just because again, if it gets to the extreme of like so many bright colors and different patterns, it can get visually distracting. With this, I'd say they're in the nice middle where they are all unique in the sense of the way they're dressed. They're dressing it differently, and clean, whereas they all have a similar color scheme, which is just white. Okay. To add to that, my additional comments from earlier in terms of the reaction portion, the wardrobe can either support or take away from the performance. I can either like sell the idea completely or take away. I personally think this wardrobe was meant for a different vibe of a song versus but I could also see the idea where they're going for, potentially like just an interpretation of like wearing this, an unexpected, like this look being unexpected with this type of song, almost like for the irony of it. But personally for me, it doesn't land. I personally would have enjoyed something a little bit more on the news or a little bit more on the grittier side, but that's just me. So okay, let's continue with the choreography, or yeah. Like this thread going around their head. This eye contact, boom, the smirk, great performance there. The subtle ta ta. Love this concept right here. All their eyes are being covered except her. This is something that definitely would be best appreciated on a close up like this. Oof. Da 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 ba boom ba da. God, he he ba da boom boom boom. Just like the musicality, the heaviness Da da ba ba da. They're killing it. So this look, again, it's because of that style choreography, where at least for me, I've gotten more used to seeing it in almost like this kind of clothing, or a little baggier, rather than this more polished look, I would say. Nice, the concept with the crosshairs there. Boom. Nice low levels. Ba-da. Clever use of the crosshairs to tilt. Boom, boom, for this formation change. Nice use of the asymmetry here as they come into this line, and this looks like it's like you're locked on target right there. Boom, turn, but she taking things into control, but simple diagonal right here. I like this moment, like with the lyrics, the way they're kind of singing or rapping at that part, for some reason makes me feel like I'm listening to like Beastie Boys. Very simple, but the way it sounds and the way it's just hitting in sync with the music, for me, it feels very mesmerizing. The change in the hit that hit ba hit boom into body rolls. It's so simple. The ideas are so simple, but it's really, really good with the shape. It's because it's subtle move and subtle move. And the bounce, go. And then love the musicality here. Very simple. It's just a kick and down, up. Again, great subtle musicality here. Nothing too complicated. All they do is a hip and down, left up and down. But it just seems like they did a lot. Ooh, that was a nice like little ripple on that stand. Stand. 1 and 2. Okay. Nice subtle. I feel like it's almost like stepping moments. This moment right here could have been hit a little bit more, but then again, they're singers and whatnot, so they have to be economical in how they in their movements. I like the use of the levels on that. Nice pickup on that. So transition. She starts. These 4 pick up. And I feel like this pickup was very short-lived. It would have been nice to see her boom, and then these 2, and then these 2, and then boom. Let me see how that looks in the... Yeah, because I just feel like it was like too too much. It went like big, small, small, big, small, and to the point where like that pickup didn't really like last as long. I would have like I just didn't feel as satisfied seeing it. 7, 8, 1, 2. Nice, like this from nice use of the direction here, but turn all the direction essentially except from her with the green pants is looking at her slightly off center as she brings it back. I like that. So I'm assuming that she's driving the tank now. Like that. Bah, that tilt, the syncopation, the sync movement on the lean up and go. Great asymmetry here, but give her a moment to breathe, to shine. Into a line formation, which I think is the line formations I believe are generally high risk, high reward, because no one is hidden everyone is seen, so that way, like for example, like if she messes up, it's obvious, you can tell there's no one hiding. So versus like if someone is here, like let's make these formations, and there's like a block, these two people can easily hide this person right there. This one, no one's hiding. You can see the differences, and it's especially more prominent if the more difficult the moves are. Generally, like the more successful ones I've seen, like if it's a line formation, like the movement isn't exactly intricate, but it's more like it's bigger, like shapes. That's easier to hit, because with more intricate and faster movements, you risk someone being like half a second off. So for this, boom, I would say just to be nitpicky for the sake of example, okay, I would say is levels maybe. Let's see. No, levels are pretty odd. We'll do frame checks. Ooh, see that right there. Someone was early or late. You see like slight, but again, these are things that you barely see. Like most people would barely notice in terms of when it comes to real time speed. She was early. Bam. Was she? Let me see. She was on time for the... she was the high... Yeah, she was the highest. See that? Hit. Up. Extended a little early. And bah. So let's watch it real time. Use your peripherals here. So what I usually do is I have my focus like in this general area. And then I'm like in this general area, and I'm using my peripherals to kind of see everything else. That's how I usually observe. And if I notice something a little off, that's where I see it. Yeah, she was like half a count early. Oh, I love this. But da. Simple like hands and twisting down. But again, it's something about the music. I'm like a fan of it. Da. I don't know what about it. It's just really fun and entertaining for me to watch. It's a fun style. I would actually love to like do the choreography too. So this part I said in the reaction feels much more appropriate in terms of what they're wearing here. Look at this. It's much more ethereal. Again, it looks like they're doing like a summoning from Final Fantasy, or what is it called in Final Fantasy? Guardian Force. So yeah. Boom. Anyways, like we got this. Boom. Nice level change here. Nice is use of the levels. And then reach. Nice clean angles here. Angle, reach. Leading with the knees, hip, roll up, expand. Simple dynamic choreography. Oh wow, I never noticed that they went on the floor. Okay, so we got this connection right here. Beautiful, that was cool. To create this level. We almost got like a little bit of puppetry happening here. Nice way of using this transition on the floor for these two to come up and those two to come forward. Nice. It's very subtle. It's nice and subtle in a way that we aren't distracted from what's really happening in the center. Kind of getting also like Evanescence vibes here, so. Ooh. That part for some reason reminds me of now, like to make another like pop culture reference of Gwen Stacy during her moments when she's talking, because I can imagine just like seeing this in the Across the Spider-Verse. Da 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 ba. Nice pickup. The movements are a little small, like are definitely a little smaller. Ba hit, but that's definitely full body. Hit, ba drop, ba, because there's a lot more quickness of them having to transfer from one place to the other. Ba. Ooh, like that. Hit. Da. That chest pump right there felt very 2000s. Da. I love that pose. Hit. Da. I love this. The crosshairs, super clever. Definitely. Again, I enjoyed the chorus choreography. There was just something about the way it's sung and the choreography. It just feels mesmerizing to me. I like the vibe of this song. So like this group definitely is like flipping the idea of like what I know what K-pop is, at least for me. So